It's the latest trend in e-cigarettes, and students are using them in school bathrooms, hallways, even in classrooms. Juuling involves a small vape device that looks like a flash drive. It can be charged in a computer's USB port. It's so discreet that students are bringing them on campus and using them at an alarming rate. But what these students, as young as elementary age, don't know is just how dangerous they can be, and the chain of events that can haunt the student if they're caught with one on campus. CPSB reporter Jayden Elias tells us what's at stake if you vape.
I started Juuling at first because I thought it was cool because everyone was doing it.
I think teens vape because not only are they stressed out, but it's something new for them. All their friends are doing it, so I think that's why.
Just like the popularity of cigarettes as a teen trend of the past, the Juul has risen to the top today in a seemingly invisible puff of rapid popularity.
We first started seeing an issue about 3 years ago with the larger vaping devices, but as the years have gone, in the last 3 years, we have seen an increase in the number of students who are participating in Juuling and also the different type of devices we are finding in the schools.
Sabre Swallow has handled discipline and behavior in the Calcasieu Parish School District for years. She says since 2015, 78% more high schoolers are using a vaping device and 48% more middle schoolers are using a vaping device. Vaping companies like Juul claim they are alternatives to cigarettes and are targeting adult smokers. But Swallow says that's simply not the case, and the nicotine in one Juul is equal to the nicotine in an entire pack of cigarettes.
It is a highly addictive drug that students are finding themselves addicted to at a very early age because of how they market it and how they cover up with the flavorings such as the strawberry, the tutti frutti, pina colada. They flavor so that students are more attracted to it.
This student says his first time Juuling left him feeling like his world was spinning.
It made me feel very dizzy at first because of the nicotine buzz.
But that nicotine has him, and other young people coming back for more.
No one wakes up thinking they're going to be addicted, that most people say, oh, I'm just going to try it. Well, trying it leads to doing it more frequently. Once they start getting this nicotine buzz, they feel like they need it more often, and then they are going and they're using it more often, and they're using stronger versions of the product.
It's illegal to buy a Juul or Juul product if you're under the age of 18, and it's against the school district's drug-free policy to have it anywhere on campus regardless of your age.
I think it's very important to educate students on when you are caught with a Juuling device or with the pods on campus, that not only is there going to be school consequences, but there also can be law enforcement consequences.
School consequences range from a level 2 infraction all the way to a level 4, which could result in expulsion. Lieutenant Mike Walker with the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office explains that something students should take seriously and recognize it will go on their record.
The Juul itself is confiscated. The pod, which contains the vapor liquid, which is usually containing of nicotine, is sent off to the Southwest Louisiana Crime Lab for testing and analysis to see exactly what it contains. The battery, which is what is typically called the source that heats up the liquid turned into a vape, is seized, but usually photos are taken for evidential purposes and given back to a legal guardian, somebody of proper age. And at that point in time, one or two different things. Either the student will be issued a citation for the violation of the statute I just named, or simply a report is filed for violation of the statute, sent to the district attorney's office for review and possibly acceptance of charges.
Lieutenant Walker says when a citation is issued, it sets off a criminal process some students aren't expecting.
When they issue citation for any type of criminal charge, including this one, you are read your Miranda rights. You are given a citation for the violation or violations that you have told that you have violated. You either sign or don't sign. The signing is not admission of guilt. It is admission that you understand what you're being charged with, and that you will show up for your court date once being sent to you by the district attorney's office, and you're released at that point in time. You're basically under arrest, being released to yourself with the promise to the courts that you will show up for your court date.
Besides the disciplinary side of Juuling, there's a lot of unknowns with how it could affect a person's health down the road.
It is affecting not only their brain development, which is very important in the frontal lobe at this age, but it is also causing some issues with lungs. We don't know all the effects, but there is one type of issue that is happening at the present time, and it's called the popcorn, and it is some spots that are showing up on the lungs from these type of devices, because even though they may not have a large amount of nicotine, they could have another chemical like formaldehyde or something like that inside of the pods that they're smoking.
Of the 34 Juuls seized over the past 2 months, almost all of them have tested positive for nicotine and some for THC, the chemical responsible for marijuana's psychological effects. As our school district works to attack this head-on for the safety and health of students, campaigns by groups like Truth Initiative are raising awareness that with e-cigarettes, safer does not mean safe. Jayden Elias, CPSB-TV.
There are signs that a student is juuling even without ever seeing a device or smelling the sweet scent. Users are more prone to be dehydrated or have nosebleeds because of a chemical in e-nicotine. Other potential indicators include changing habits, especially in grades or behavior, or disappearing regularly to take a hit. This has been a special report by CPSB-TV. I'm Eleanor Randolph, and we thank you for joining us.